What's going on, guys and girls? I am out for a night ride. Well, evening into night ride, because I'm headed to the meeting with the Tennessee Valley Authority and local residents about their proposed natural gas burning plant over here behind this neighborhood. Should be interesting. It starts at 6. If they're a little early, I'm going to be a silent observer, do some recording, and afterwards I'll give you my thoughts. I saw originally that this was supposed to be a town hall format where people ask questions and get answers. However, the Tennessee Valley Authority decided that was not the format they wanted to do. Instead, it said that the people will sign up to ask a question, and then at the end, Tennessee Valley Authority representatives will answer all their questions, along with having subject matter experts available in the gymnasium at booths to answer any questions as well. They've already done something like this, from what I understand, as far as the meeting goes, so why do it twice? As one person kind of hinted, it's so they can control the dialogue. I mean, because if you have a question and answer session, someone asks you a question, you give an answer, and they have a follow-up, or someone else builds on that question, then you don't get to control it. It's almost like a divide and conquer type situation. Saw sheriff deputy vehicles on the other side too. There's another one there. SWAT team, no less. Giving away snacks over there at TVA.
Great to see everybody out there tonight, and let me go ahead and apologize. My friend Stephanie Henry has already told me that we don't have enough seating. So, father to 3 kids, I understand that we're taking y'all away, and I'm so glad to see some kids here tonight.
I think it's interesting that
y'all away,
throwing that y'all and father of 3 kids stuff out there.
And family time and supper time. So we recognize that. So we appreciate all of you coming tonight to spend a little bit of time to learn and hear and talk about some things. We're delighted.
Not voice your concerns, right?
And your time is valuable to us. I want to share with y'all that all of the TVA people that y'all see in the gymnasium tonight, they're here to do 5 things, okay? The first thing is we're going to share some information, if that be okay. The second thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to listen. The third thing we're going to do tonight is listen. The fourth thing we're going to do tonight is listen. And then the fifth thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to do our best to answer your questions. I'll tell y'all that I work in external relations, so let's just say I get the brunt of it from time to time, right? And when we had a public meeting last June out here in Cheatham County, Mayor McCarter was very vocal with me and shared with me that we did not do a good enough job.
of Cheatham County send a clear message. TVA has done one positive thing in Cheatham County. I have never seen our citizens so united. United in our opposition to this plan. The County Commission in 4 cities, people from Kingston Springs, Ashland City, and Pleasant View, unanimously passed resolutions against this plan. The TVA meeting last summer left us with a whole lot more questions than answers. We are very grateful that TVA is back tonight to share their plans. It is vital that TVA hears our concerns and consider our input before their final decision. I have made it clear to everyone from the TVA CEO Jeff Lash to his public relations team that the burden is on TVA to be transparent, to reveal the good, the bad, and the ugly of this project. We need to know more about this plant. We also need to know more about the natural gas pipeline to the plant that will affect our county. And we need to know how the proposed miles of transmission lines will disrupt the beauty and tranquility of our county. It is not the burden of Cheatham County to convince TVA that this is the wrong location for this power plant. The burden rests solely on TVA to justify the impact they're asking our residents in county to bear. The burden rests solely on TVA to share everything about this plant and to put an end to the drip of information and disinformation. A few weeks ago in my office, TVA CEO Lash told me that solar was a part of this project. I told him that's the first I've heard of that. He assured me that was the reason for the battery component of the project. I contacted several TVA who all confirmed there is no solar in this project. When TVA CEO misrepresents the project, or in Cheatham County, we call it lying about the project. It reveals a troubling aspect of the culture of TVA. I have contacted our U.S. Senators Marshall Blackburn and Bill Haggerty, along with our Congressman Mark Green, to urge that federal legislation should be enacted to require TVA to either purchase properties that are zoned for the intended use, or that TVA would be required to go through local zoning and planning for project approval. This would hold TVA accountable and prevent TVA from dropping their business plan on unsuspecting property owners who are now left with no recourse to stop it. TVA, we are here to listen and learn. In return, TVA Chief Operating Officer Don Mole, take this golden opportunity to listen to Cheatham County and to learn from the folks gathered here tonight. Make no mistake, tonight and as this process unfolds, the sole burden is on you, TVA, to do the right thing.
This is a picture of the site, and off to the left is kind of the piece of property that we bought. It's a little over 280 acres. I really don't need all that. I need about 75 acres, but that was what was for sale. So the good news is the one that there's good, bad, and ugly, right? So the good news part of this is we're going to try to stay really tightly to the area that's already been cleared. That's the good flat spot that we like right there. And so we're going to try to keep a lot of that buffer all around the edge rather than cutting those trees down. So as far as noise and light and some of those questions we've heard from y'all, we're in those studies right now to figure out how much you can see, how bright it is, how can you hear it when it's on. And we've started a lot of that. And we can talk at the booths in the back too about how we think that's going to end up. And then Sycamore Creek obviously runs there to the east and the south, and we chose a turbine design that did not use a lot of water because we knew that would be not good. So TVA is not going to directly draw any water or discharge any water into Sycamore Creek with the turbines that we've designed. And so now we are getting water from Pleasant View for the facility, which comes from Sycamore Creek. Yes, right. So we're not directly taking it. We're going to get it through them, but it's a small one. So this picture kind of shows a little bit of a big overview of the site. I think you can hopefully see the imprint of where the cleared area was, and then how the plant sits in there. And we've got pictures and stuff back here in the back, as well as some drone footage at the booth where you can kind of fly around and look at it a little better. It'll be 14 different gas turbines making power. Some of the questions we've had: when does this plant run? So TVA operates some baseload plants. They basically run all the time, and then we have peaking plants. And this is a peaking plant for us. So when would it run? It would run in the afternoons in the summer, when the air conditioning load was up high, when people come back home from work, flip on the stove, flip on lights, stuff like that. When electricity, the demand is higher, we have to make more. That's what we use these peakers for. Similarly, in the winter, on these cold mornings, when you get up and everybody flips a coffee pot, takes a shower, turns on lights and things like that, we see a peak in electricity use, and so we peak there. And that's not to say it wouldn't be used other times, but that's the primary times when this thing would be on. I think you'll see there too, there's some batteries showing up in the north corner there, northeast corner of the site. We have done some engineering, and we're trying to answer all these questions as we work through the proposed plan. Right now, the stacks would be between 80 and 150 feet tall. So that is not great, but it is lower than the aviation. So at 200 feet, I have to put the blinking aviation lights on top. I don't have to do that here. So that's the good part. The bad part is you'll see it. And you know, I drove by the Tractor Supply Action on the way here and look at the water tower, and it looks to be roughly about the same height, if that helps you with a visual on about how tall these stacks would be. So that hits that piece. And then obviously, if we're going to run this, if we're going to build this plant, we would have to run a gas line to it, just like you run a gas line to your house. It's about an 8-mile line. There's a proposed corridor there that's shown in yellow. There's a booth back here in the back that can give you a little more information on it. They haven't done any surveying yet. We haven't entered into a contract with the pipeline company or anything like that. And they have to have FERC approval to run the pipeline. So none of that's been done. So I don't want to not answer the questions, but at the same time, we haven't done any surveys. TVA doesn't actually run the gas line. That would be the gas pipeline company, and then they have their process that solicits public input and comment too. So the other piece that would go with the power plant is a transmission line, so I'll turn it over to Greg to talk about that.
So I'm Ron Jackson. I live just a little over a half mile from this site. Actually, this site is part of our ancestral land. We were part of the original 640 Revolutionary War Grant. So there's an emotional connection to this for us. There's several of us in the audience tonight, as well as neighbors. And so what I want to do, I can spend hours talking about my connection to this place. But I'll just give you some objective data that I collected to tell you about the impact to us financially around our value of our homes, and what it feels like around quality of life having something like this that close to a lot of us. So a lot of us says, I made a trip to Brownsville last summer after the open house, the original open house. And we stayed there at night, and we went there several times during the day just to hear the noise. We didn't. It wasn't running that much. But we did go out at night to see how much light, which is a concern of mine. I love the dark out there. So we did that, took some photographs, tried to get a feel for what it is. This place in Brownsville is in the middle of hundreds, if not thousands, acres of cotton. It doesn't look like this. So I took some data from the Tennessee tax data maps, as well as Google, and counted the homes around that site and this site today. Not in the future, because there's already some homes been built since last summer. In Brownsville, within a half mile, I just use a half mile radius, 0 homes around Brownsville. 1 mile radius, 3 homes. 2 mile radius, 38 homes. It's kind of farm country that is out there. Here in Lockersville, half mile, 25 homes. As that's crow flies, not the road mileage. 1 mile, 76 homes. And 2 miles, 467. So, you know, my first question is, what were y'all thinking? I know.
What was the total number within 2 miles?
467.
467. Okay.
So, you know, I have a lot more to comment. I know I'm at the end of my time.
Thank you.
But that's what, I would like you guys to talk about the Hartsville plant and why we can't use that. That's the question.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Broker. I've called Cheatham County home ever since 2021. It's a wonderful county. I really enjoyed being here. So one of the first things that he brings up, a wonderful point, is that, you know, we as property owners, I live just off the subdivision on Sweet Home Road. There's a lot at stake here, and I think that you know, as a federal agency, we do hold you very accountable to use our tax dollars wisely. And like we kind of alluded, you already have other sites available. The Hartsville nuclear generation plant was started as a project and it was never finished. We're going to build a methane gas plant in an area of prime, you know, forested hardwood area. I don't really understand why we can't use some of the land that's already available and was already turned into an eyesore into putting this methane gas plant there. You know, that site is never going to get any better as far as I'm concerned. I'd say it would be a lot better in our best interest to put the natural gas plant there. Put it out there at the place that was already started for a power plant. Don't put it in the middle of our backyards.
The largest energy provider in the United States. Okay, I'm looking at you, the largest. You service more customers than anybody in the United States. What we expect from you is to be a damn leader in progressive, safe energy solutions. What we have here, what you want to put in, is not progressive. It may be status quo for you for a little bit, but why can you not look at retrofitting places you have already? Why can you not look at progressive, smaller solar stations? I know these things are possible. This is 30 years ago, and yet you're not looking at anything progressive. We expect from you, because we can't make a choice to put solar in our homes, you don't have programs for us to be progressive, single standalone programs. We can't stop buying from CEMC and from you. CEMC cannot stop buying from you. It's a monopoly. It's not a service. We expect more.
I'm new to Tennessee. I've only been down here 6 years. I'm from Long Island, New York.
Miss Virginia, if you don't mind lowering the mic there, thank you.
I've been down here 6 years from Long Island, New York. I've seen the devastation that plants come in and just keep industrializing and going. I've seen the destruction.
My question, and it's an honest one, what on earth do we have to do to demonstrate to your satisfaction that this plant is not welcome in this community? Tell us, and we'll do it. And that's an honest question.
My name's Pete Prince. I'm like the lady from New York. Appreciate her thoughts. But I can tell you right quick, I can trace my people in this county back at least 5 generations. And along with all these other folks asking, where is this power going? Is it going to be for the benefit of Cheatham County? Can you answer a question? Where is it going?
Yeah, Don, would you like, or Brian, would somebody like to take that one?
Works both ways, doesn't it?
Hear me now? All right. So the power from this proposed project would go onto the grid that serves the entire Tennessee Valley region. It's not going to one place or another. It's about getting the right kind of voltage supply and megawatts on the system to serve load. So when there's a low capacity area, an area that needs additional support, that's where we look for generation to be able to support it. So it's not going to one place or another, it supports the entire system.
But more of it go to Davidson County than to here.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, you could. Will more of this power go to Davidson County than it will to Cheatham County?
There's no way to tell, it depends on
They know. They have the
It goes
records.
onto the grid and it serves the valley, it serves most of the middle Tennessee, but it serves the whole valley. The whole system works together.
The question before us is they use more power than us, and they have land, and they have places, and it'd save a 30-mile power line, and how much gas line to put it where it's going.
Got quite a few questions. Didn't hear any answers really, but their plan was for people to ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. And they said they were going to answer at the end. And a couple people I talked to said they didn't really answer any of them. They put out some conflicting information. First was, we're not going to draw from Sycamore Creek. We're going to draw from Pleasant View Utility District for their water supply to cool the turbines. And then somebody said, but Pleasant View Utility District gets their water from Sycamore Creek. So that's kind of a counterintuitive type thing. Other thing was they turned the mic off on good Lord, you're low. They turned the mic off on the lady who helps run the Facebook page to keep everyone aware of what's going on. Yeah, they said she had 2 minutes and they cut that mic off right at 2 minutes, wouldn't let her finish what she was saying. Oh, they were giving away snacks to people and water. How cute. It's like, really? Oh, anyway. So my thoughts are, one person made the point of how many people heard about this meeting tonight because of TVA, and nobody raised their hand. And then they asked how many people heard about it through the grassroots social group here, and the entire gymnasium raised their hands. They clearly didn't expect many people. They didn't have their presentation set up so that you could see it easily. They only focused on half the gym. gave me the impression of going to a timeshare presentation.